Welcome to another video on AGS walkthrough. This time we're using Cup and Star's Saw 2. Now, Saw 2 is actually very loosely based off of the movie series of the franchise. It follows the same basic ideas. It has some of the puzzles and elements to it, but it is not actually the second movie. So if you're trying not to get too many spoilers, this game is okay to watch. Now, something you probably noticed here is that Saw is speaking Spanish. You may also notice that at some point you're going to have really bad translations here. Pedro, the creator of the game, did speak Spanish as his native language. So, he didn't really have a good translation here. And some of the voice acting, in fact I'd say all of the voice acting, never got fixed. Here's your dramatic intro. And here's where the game actually starts. You have two individuals who are trapped, one tied up, one chained up. And yeah, you do immediately have to start talking. I am in worst situation than you. Yeah, see? Like I said, not his native language. You know, normally this wouldn't bother me, but when I do beta testing, most of the time what I do is I will do a proofreading of the scripts. So when I watch this one, I so much want to do a list on it and correct all of these spelling errors and grammatical errors. I don't know, that kind of takes away from the experience. But anyway, in this particular case, the game is okay. Now, a lot of people have two complaints about it. One is the translation, and the other is, unfortunately, the bane of most gamers' experience, which is pixel hunting. And believe me, this game requires a lot of pixel hunting. Unfortunately, with AGS, you get a lot of that because the gamers, or the game makers, are amateurs at this. Usually this is their first or second attempt to actually create the game, and a lot of them will just do it independently. They don't have a team to work with. And yeah, that leads to its own set of problems. So anyway, here we are with the actual gameplay. And you may notice another problem with this game is how slow your character moves. But at the same time, I remember when I tried making a game, I couldn't even get the character to look any bit kind of 3D, to the point where when I created him, I made his side view look absolutely flat. I mean, just lines, you know, so he was literally flat. Well, anyway, here we are with the Police Against Jigsaw. You have your newspaper clippings. Yeah, again, kind of the essence of the games, and the series is, oh, you know a little bit about Jigsaw here or there. Oh, why are the police after him, and what is he trying to do? See, like this, he doesn't kill anybody, but his traps are deadly. I suppose that's his way of justifying what he's doing. You know, but that leads to the age-long question, does causing something to happen, or allowing something to happen, equal to actually doing that particular thing? I don't know. I think allowing something to happen isn't as bad as actually doing it, but causing it to happen, especially in his case where he's doing it on purpose, yeah, I'd say that is as bad as killing someone. Really, one thing that I've always wondered is, how would Jigsaw react if somebody had just decide, nothing for this, and just sits down and waits to die. Especially if he's using poison as his weapon of choice or trap of choice. Because he's always wanting to watch them. I mean, I have seen the first 3 movies, and he's always watching these people. So really, that's always been my question. What if somebody just decides, okay, well, if I'm going to die, I'm going to die. So, here we go. Yeah. Again, I've talked about so many things other than the game itself, but then there's not much to talk about right now. All you're really doing is just standing around talking. And that's the problem. I mean, there's really not a whole lot to talk about. And a lot of this, it's like you don't actually have to know anything about it. You don't have to talk to them about it. By a logical standpoint, but from the game standpoint, yeah, you actually do need to talk about these things or you can't move on. And here we are with some of these things where you now have to start searching your partner here. And again, that's where a lot of people would first get their problem, because they didn't think to search the partner himself. In fact, I had a problem with that until I read the walkthrough to this game, which was only available on their forums, which was only available on something that was over 2 years old. Ironically, it turns out that the one walkthrough that is available is actually the walkthrough that I wrote back when this game first came out. It was just as frustrating then as it is now, even more so, because I didn't have a walkthrough to look through. But as we walk along again, you see that you have this kind of pixel hunting, and what makes it worse is that you have so many objects that you can look at, so many objects that you think you can interact with, but you can't. Like most of those cabinets, they don't have anything in them. The refrigerator, you don't do much of anything with it. And the way I see it is that either you have a lot of items you can interact with, but no pixel hunting, or if you absolutely must have to have pixel hunting, don't put in objects that you really can't interact with. Oh, look at this. It's like The Visit. Would you mind getting into the oven to clean it? That's a lot of cleaning you have to do there, isn't it? Again, who would think to go into an oven to find a second room? That's what I have to wonder. So, now, here's where another problem actually starts to come in with the game. There are items that you can pick up and carry around, but they don't have any use whatsoever. But that being said, let's go to our first actual puzzle. Unlock the box. Not much of a puzzle, except, again, you actually had to search your partner for the key. Now, with this guy, with all of his syringes here, what it comes down to is that he's a gambler. Apparently, one of these syringes is supposed to have the cure, the rest of the syringes have poison in them. And to me, this doesn't really seem like, oh, you're desperate to survive, or, oh, I didn't kill you, because, really and truly, you gamble, you lose. If you're gonna deliberately put poison into any of these syringes, then you pretty much push this person into a position where he has to put one in. Then, yeah, he's gonna kill himself, and I say, yes, you caused that. You are responsible for his death. Oh, now this little thing here with the find the brick, that gets annoying really fast. Because you can see the gas trail But you have to actually put it at the exact spot to start the gas trail. And even if you know that the brick is there, you can't do anything until you've started the gas burning. Yeah, I guess it makes a little bit of sense, but again, it's the pixel hunting problem. Yeah, no, you can notice here that I'm having a really hard time getting that thing that I'm supposed to get there, because I kept going over to pick up hole, pick up hole, pick up hole. Yeah, this is the problem with the game. You know, here I am again, pick up hole, pick up hole. I am not trying to pick up hole, I'm trying to pick up the key. How are you supposed to find that key? Now here, where I pick up the syringe that this guy has, turns out that you don't actually need the syringe. You know, I don't know why you're allowed to pick it up. Or wait, I'm not picking up a syringe, I'm picking up an envelope. I'm sorry, this is really small, hard for me to read. But yeah, you can actually pick up a syringe while you're in here. And the syringe doesn't actually gain you anything. I've gone through the game repeated times. I looked over the forums repeated times, the reviews, and nobody's ever answered, what are you supposed to do with a syringe? So I guess nothing. Alright, so here we find out again the, oh, here's how you escape kind of thing. And you can see, though, that Jigsaw lied. You know, he says that in 2 hours the chain will liberate your arm. Well, I'm sure he's been dead for more than 2 hours now. And his arm was not liberated. Again, personally, I just don't see these as real jigsaw traps. And yes, you do need to actually listen to these. If you don't, then later on you're not going to be able to pick up information that would come, you know, that would come only from these tapes giving you the clue. Again, I personally don't think this works out very well, especially in this kind of game. Because if I was stuck in this situation where I'm trapped in a house, I would be trying everything. You know, I would actually come up with whatever thing pops in my head, like to put the videotapes into the VCR to check every little item. You know, I would do that on my own, whether or not some psycho had told me to do so in his tapes. So what about you? Would you just try anything? Oh yeah, in this particular section, you do have the clue. And in this case, yeah, I can see where you need that. If you don't see it, it's that 1 = 0 thing. Now, yeah, I'm trying to open up this door, find out more about this door. You know, you actually do have to watch this. You can't really examine the door or interact with it until you turn on the tape. Now, here's the interesting thing. The timer does not start until after Jigsaw tells you this. You know, until you see this, until you find out, the timer does not start. And according to Jigsaw, or not Jigsaw, Pedro, the creator of the game, this is possible. You know, you can actually wait long enough to where the door seals. I've never done it myself. I never cared to wait 3 hours or 2 hours or whatever amount you're supposed to really... Excuse me. You're supposed to really wait As far as I'm concerned, it's boring enough already. But here we go, moving through. And even though you're told, come quickly, hurry up, he's not in any real danger, so be sure to take your time. That's what your own character does anyway. And of course, here's your little security door. How do you open it? Ooh. Well, it looks like you're going to have to tear off the paper. And you would think that you could do this with just your hands, but nope. You have to use the knife. And we wait. And wait, and finally we get it. And again, 1 equals 0 is your little clue here. Go ahead and add everything up if that's what you want to do. Or, just look through the walkthrough and already you have the number. No, really, the interesting thing is, again, until you actually know the clue, you can't even look at this thing, so it's not really that big a deal to know the clue. My personal thought on the matter was that it would be better if you could tear it open and then you find that it's not working. You try adding up all the numbers, but it doesn't work. So then when you've seen the clue, then you can figure it out. But not, you have to see the clue and then you can even start the puzzle. That being said, I say this is actually a pretty good effort, a fairly good story to it. I could see I'd be frightened if I was stuck in this place. But, again, it's just it wasn't very well executed in gameplay. So here we are again, opening up a little box. Let's go and see what we can do. Ah yes, another room. Apparently it is 2 hours that we have. Now, when it comes to finding these rooms, I have to wonder, what is the layout of this entire house? For those of you who saw Saw 2, the people are trapped in a house. Those of you who haven't seen Saw 2, sorry for spoiling it. I just have to question, what is the layout of this house? And how does he get dungeons and such inside of a house like this? Because it's in a residential area, even. And then the question is like, well, if this is a house, where's the living room? Where's the dining room? Okay, we found the kitchen. We found some kind of strange bathroom. Where's the bedroom? Where are all the rest of the rooms in the house? And then also it leads to the question, like, what is he doing with a subterranean bathroom? But here we are, we grabbed everything. Strangely enough, we didn't grab the money. And since most of these people that Saw goes after are criminals, excuse me. Maybe I should take that out. Nah. I don't like editing sound. Okay, so anyway, here we get a little background information. Good staple of the Saw series, and oh look, I can see the layout of the house. And yeah, again, it just doesn't look right to me. It looks like it's a rather odd-shaped house, and like I said, where are those rooms that I was referring to? But what you may have noticed on that map was that there is an X. Yes, you do need to take note of the X. No, you cannot automatically just find whatever it was that was buried there, in spite of the fact that if you look in the right location, you can easily see that, yeah, the dirt's a different color. You know, and when it comes to actually observing that something's buried there, some people are good at it, some people I guess are not. In my case with my brother, he was really good at something like that. Because, you know, it's just this dip in the ground, small dip in the ground in our backyard, which was about a half acre. They said something was buried there. Well, I didn't believe him, but we decided to dig stuff up, and sure enough, yeah, we did find some kid had buried a few letter-shaped blocks down there. I don't know, with the burying kind of thing, I remember I was digging up an area underneath a little walkway so I could bury a pipe underneath it, and I discovered all these kids' toys. Rubber duck, doll, that kind of thing. Makes me wonder, what exactly is with kids and wanting to bury toys? Why do they do that? Okay, so now we've gotten another piece of a triangle and a second key. You know, again, this is going to be some spoilers, but in the Saw franchise, Jigsaw is supposed to be some kind of toy maker. And really, I have to wonder, how does a toy maker know how to do all of this? I mean, this is more than just toys. This is architecture, electronics, radio control. You know, how does he manage all of this? You know, do you know anyone who has this kind of ingenuity? Oh yeah. Your secondary quest here. Yeah, he's paralyzed, stuck in the chair. The only way to get him out is with a hypodermic needle with an antidote. You couldn't just untie the person and drag him out, right? Oh yes, right here, like I was mentioning before with the syringes, you don't need them. Even says, I wonder if this is useful. No, apparently it's not. And of course, here's that bit of ground that you did need to have found the map to notice, or at least for your character to notice. While I'm talking about this, I have to wonder about your partner. It's all chained up. If he's wondering what the heck is taking you so long. He called you so long ago and you're not showing up. That's the funny thing about video game characters. They seem to have infinite patience. You know, they'll repeat what they said so many times over. You know, they'll wait for you until you show up, that kind of thing. Yeah, I understand where the limitations come in, but I personally think it's kind of funny. And finally, we come in. Oh yes, look, come quick, hurry up. It's a countdown. Ooh, now that was something that we really had to rush here for. as you can see, he's been waiting for us for a good 20 minutes. Now, really, how would you react if you call for someone to hurry up, come quick, and they don't show up for 20 minutes? Well, or put yourself into your main character's shoes. How would you react if somebody had called you like that? Like it's supposed to be urgent, and all it turns out to be is, oh look, there's a clock that's counting down. In either situation, I don't think I'd be as calm as these two are. Sorry about that, my throat gets dry. So now, we're examining the box, another one of these easy ones where you just take the key and open up the device. And of course we get another triangle piece and we get a key. Yeah, real exciting, isn't it? Please hurry up. It looks like he's trying to walk on a slippery surface. You know, when you walk on a slippery surface, best thing to do is to not lift your feet. You know, slide them across instead. It's easier to keep your footing that way. But here's where all those triangle pieces finally come into play. You just stick them up into you just stick them into this little slot, and of course, I'm sure that you've guessed exactly what it is that you're supposed to be getting out of this thing. If you haven't guessed, then I suppose you haven't been paying any attention to the game itself. But look, there is the key, and of course we get our hypodermic needle, which, as I mentioned before, actually turns out to be quite worthless. That had actually been one of those questions that popped up on the message board so many times over. What do you do with the hypodermic needles? What do you do with the hypodermic needles? What do you do with hypodermic needles? Pedro says that you don't actually use the hypodermic needles. Which led to the question, why are they even in there? And he never answered that question. But okay, now we have to finally unlock Zep, I think his name is. Again, this proves to be more frustrating than anything else, because you have to use the right key with the right shackle, and it also means that you have to pixel hunt a little bit. And the precision to it is just no good. In my opinion, it would have been better if you could just use the keys with Zep, you know, and you'd automatically open up the right shackle. Or, like if you walked into the room with a key, you'd automatically go over there and release him from one of the shackles. Actually, now I think about it, a man chained down to a bed, that's kind of kinky when I think about it. I mean, sure, you got two men, but suppose that your main character was a woman instead. Ugh. Places my mind goes when I let it. But okay, looks like we were out, but there seems to be one more little thing going on. One more room that we've got to find our way out of. Really, you would think that Zep would know by now that the direct approach is not always the best approach. Going straight up to the door, feeling around at it, yeah, that's really going to help. So now we go over to save our friend, unlocking the... We can try to unlock our friend by sawing off the... this. Excuse me. Locking the chain. And let's take a look. What exactly are we looking at here? Yeah, let's rescue our friend. And it turns out that it's a fake. Really? No good deed goes unpunished. Really, for those of you who have watched Saw 2 and 3, you probably have an idea of what it is that's really going on here. You know who it is that's causing all this, and why. But in this game, it's not really revealed. I suppose that Pedro didn't really want to scare everyone off of watching the movies, or didn't want to spoil it for everyone. Now, the thing about this one, this particular ending, is that I actually think that Jason gives up way too quickly. Yeah, there are ways out of that area. There are actually ways to survive. Of course, out comes Jigsaw. The only time you actually see the person. Now in this case, I do wonder, what would Jigsaw have done if Jason decided to kill him instead of Zepp? Would he have just run back in, or would he have taken the punishment? What would he have done in this case? Anyway, when it comes down to with my saying that he gives up too easy, like in this case with the fence being electrified, you're wearing shoes. Shoes typically have rubber soles, so start kicking away at that door. Yeah, kick away at that door. Yeah, you can retrieve the key by getting out the stomach, or if you want to try climbing over, well, that other person's wearing shoes. The insoles are also made out of rubber. Climb it by taking the insoles out of the shoes, and use those to insulate your hands. Don't give up so easy. In fact, with that flame going on in there, toss Zepp inside, let him burn a little bit, and that'll make getting the key out even easier. But that was Saw 2. It was an okay game, I suppose, if you're playing primarily for story. Anyway, I'll see you next time. Me scribble now. Yabo.